OMG. A banana taped to a wall with duct tape selling for $120,000? Do you think that's art? Tell me in the comments. Do you think that's art? Tell me in the comments. The art scene is going bananas over So here's the scoop. In the art world, just on Wednesday, a real banana was taped to a wall with duct tape at not just any old place, Art Basel or Basel Art in Miami, which is a infamous in the art world, really competitive to get into, very competitive to get into as an artist. And each year, or maybe it's twice a year, it is featured in different cities around the world. This year it's in Miami. And so this Italian artist named Maurizio Catalan, who is not a new artist, he's been around since the 60s. So get this, in the 60s, he sold for $30 90 cans of artist's shit. He called it artist shit, and it was 90 cans of artist shit, labeled artist shit, sold for $30 in 1961. Okay, that's when the pop art scene was going on with Andy Warhol and everything. But Andy Warhol didn't start the everyday object being art. He didn't start that. Marcel Duchamp, get this. Marcel Duchamp, you wouldn't believe in what year that he did this. And Marcel Duchamp declared or exhibited a real urinal in some art venue as art in 1917. I didn't say 1970. 1917. And he called it ready-made objects. He did a whole bunch of things like that. Another example was the bicycle wheel mounted to a wooden stool and deemed that art. And he called these objects ready-made. Now, the difference with, okay, this banana was just bought at a Miami, any kind of Miami grocery store. No special banana. It's just a banana he bought from a grocery store in Miami, taped it to a wall with one single piece of duct tape, and it sold for $120,000 and he was represented by the Periton Gallery, which originates in Paris. And they've known this artist Maurizio Catalan for a long time. They've been working with him for a long time. He's not just some kid out of art school that just decided he's going to do this. Now, some back history on this is that the artist Maurizio Catalan was actually carrying around a banana with him all year long this past year, because as inspiration, because he was thinking, oh, I think I'd like to create a banana sculpture out of resin, or a banana sculpture out of bronze or painted resin. And he was trying to figure this out for a whole year. When he'd go to hotel rooms, he'd hang up the banana. He actually would hang up the banana. So he'd been working with this idea for about a year, and then finally decided to go back to his original idea of using a real fresh banana instead of it being in bronze or resin. So what do you think? Hey, you guys tell me in the comments below. I really like to have a discussion about this. What do you think? He actually put thought into this for a whole year. It wasn't something like he just thought up at the spur of the moment, oh, I'm going to tape a banana to the wall, and that he's some young kid out of art school that has no career behind him. This guy has been creating art similar to this since, well, the first one being most well known in 1961. And he only sold it for $30. Those 90 cans of artist shit only sold for $30. So that's food for thought. Tell me what you think in the comments below about all these different things I'm telling you about. So this one banana duct taped to the wall is not, he sold one of them. He sold 3 of them now. He calls them editions. So now there's been 3 editions of this. And now each one selling for increasingly high prices. The first one sold for $120,000, and now the second and third one they haven't revealed it yet, but they've sold for more money. Now, I've heard from 2 different sources, I've read from 2 different sources that yes, the collectors are being told what to do when the banana totally decays, that they can just replace it with any banana. Go ahead, replace it with any banana. Another source I read said that no, the collectors are not being told what to do with the decaying banana. Once it's decayed, they're not being told what to do. So it's probably they are being told to buy a new banana. Maybe that's at first the artist probably said, or the gallery probably said, we don't know, there's no instructions on what you should do, and it's probably, I bet it was updated to that, yes, just replace it with any banana. Okay, I did go to art school. I have a master's in fine arts. I actually have 3 art degrees: bachelor's degree in art, master's in art education, and a master's in fine arts from an art school. And I can tell you, I learned in art school that there has been sculptures by contemporary artists that's already been made of living art that decays. So he's not the first one to do this, where he's using some living substance that's going to decay over time. He's not the first one, and I wasn't able to pinpoint which names of artists who have done this, but it's not new. It's nothing new under the sun. And using everyday objects, like I said, is nothing new. Marcel Duchamp was, I think, pretty much the first one to do that in 1917. Okay, and I didn't tell you what the name of this artwork is. It's called Comedian. So that it is a double entendre. One source I read said it's supposed to symbolize global trade, and the banana symbolizes comedy. So put the 2 together. You decide for yourself. Okay, comedy and global trade. This was not what the artist said. This is, I think, some, like, maybe some art critic, maybe, I'm not sure the source of that is, whether, because the artist did not say it's a symbol for global trade. I think somebody might have interpreted it that way in one of the sources I read. But part of my interpretation is, okay, you're gonna yeah, the banana has been used in comedy a lot, slipping on a banana peel, and to me it's like, I kind of interpret it as a joke in the art world. It's maybe it's just being lighthearted. Maybe art world has gotten so serious, and parts of it is so serious, and it's all about perception. That's the main thing. That's my main point. If I was going to interpret this, it's about perception. All the way back to Marcel Duchamp, it's about perception. So everybody's going to say, I could have done that. I could have taped a banana to the wall. I can do that. Well, right. But guess what? You don't have the connections in the art world this guy has. He's been around in the art world since the 60s and doing kind of pretty much the same kind of thing of everyday objects, making comments on pop culture, things like that. It's a history. He's been doing this for decades. One of my key points of my interpretation is it's about perception. So yes, everybody's going to say, oh, I could have taped a banana to the wall, but you don't have connections in the art world. So here is an established artist who tapes a banana to the wall. He has connections in the art world. He's in very competitive venue. Basel, all the Basel shows, Basel, all the Basel shows, Basel art that travels around the world is very competitive to get into. And it's all contemporary art. So it's about the perception. Like, the artist is telling you this is art. I'm deeming this and declaring this as art. And he's kind of messing with people's perceptions. I mean, everybody's going to say that, like, you're messing with our perceptions, that the everyday person's going to say, you're messing with our perceptions, that you're going to make us trying to think this is art. You're not going to fool us. You know, I've been reading comments of the news stories on YouTube, the two news stories that came out just about 10 hours ago. Everyday people, and then I would read the comments. I'm reading in the comment section of the two news stories that came out from NBC and CBS, their news stories on this topic, and then I would read the comments of and what the YouTubers are saying, and a lot of them are, almost everybody's saying, what you're gonna try to tell us this is art? That's their perception. Okay, so now we're looking at the rich collector who has money to burn. These people have money to burn. And what? They don't know what to do with their money? How do they get this perception that I should spend $120,000 on this banana taped to a wall? I don't think they're coming up, unless they're really steeped deep into the art world, where they really have their own ideas about art. Some of these art collectors might be just being told, they might be being told by the art gallery, or they're influenced by the fact of the setting of this banana taped to a wall. If you go home and tape a banana to the wall, sorry, it's not in the right setting to get the right perception. If you're going to tape a banana to the wall, yeah, it's going to mean something because of the setting of a huge competitive art venue that hardly anybody can get into. It's so competitive to try to get your artwork into this art venue, this Basel Art Miami, and then they have Basel Art Hong Kong, Basel Art Switzerland, somewhere in Switzerland, and actually I think Basel is a Swiss word, but I could be wrong. Basel Art Venice. It travels around the world. So the setting helps create the perception. So these rich art collectors who have money to burn are like could be influenced by the art galleries. They're influenced by the setting of, like, well, this must be art. Look, it's in here. It's being exhibited. It's being exhibited in this venue. This must be art, and this must be valuable at a whopping $120,000. Another little backstory about this artist, Maurizio Cattelan. He's an Italian artist. He's the one who created this, not created, what should I say, put this together, taped it to the wall. I'd have to say created this artwork. I am going to go ahead and call this artwork. Okay, a few years ago, okay, along the same lines. So it's not like he's been a painter of wildlife pictures and still life pictures and portraits and then all of a sudden taped a banana to a wall. No, that's not what he's been doing. Okay, okay, I already told you what he did in 1961. Cans of artist shit. Okay, this is kind of along the same lines as this banana, really. He's messing with people's perceptions is one thing, and he's making commentary. Also, I think it's making commentary and messing with people's perceptions. But just a few years ago, he created an 18-karat gold toilet, which was valued at $6 million. It was sold to a collector in England who lives in a palace. And actually, a few years ago, it was ripped out from the wall from thieves, and thieves had stole it, and since then they found it. But guess what he called this? I can't believe it. I mean, a $6 million, an 18-karat gold toilet valued at $6 million with the title of America. America. What do you think? Tell me down in the comments. What do you think? I really want to know. Let's get this discussion going. I know this is going to hit a nerve in a lot of people. I know. Anytime artists do crazy things like this, I know it hits a nerve. It hits a nerve. They're like, I could do that. I could have done that. Yeah, you could have done it, but you have to have the right setting to create the right perception. So that's basically my opinion, is they're messing, the artist is messing with your perceptions. And I just wanted to add that the cans of artist shit, one can now goes just with, I don't know when it was, probably recently or in the past few years, the one can of artist shit that he made in 1961, one of those cans now sold for $300,000. So to summarize, the art world is going bananas over a banana duct taped to a wall in Art Basel Miami, which is an extremely competitive art venue to get into, which is all contemporary art. And it sold for $120,000. There's been 3 versions done of it, and each one selling for increasing amounts of money. So tell me in the comments below. I'd really love to get your opinion, and I'd really love to get a discussion going down in the comments. See you next time.